The prosecution in the Conrad Murray trial seems to be building a strong case so far, and many are already speculating as to what the defense might have to offer during their turn. Now, to shed some light on that, we've asked local defense attorney Mark Haushalter to join us live in studio. Mark, thank you so much for joining us. And, first I want to talk to you about some of this damaging testimony that we heard last week, and then I'd like to talk to you about what you think that the defense needs to do to sort of turn the tides here. So first of all, we just heard from Allison, and she was indicating that the prosecutors, they really came at Dr. Conrad Murray with these guns a-blazing, and she thinks that maybe a deal might be in the works. What do you think?
I think Allison is wrong on this one. I think the only offer that's going to be given by the prosecution is an offer to have a fair trial. This case is too high profile. They're going to be moving forward with this. This case will not plead out, in my opinion.
Okay. And you're familiar with the defense attorney Flanagan?
Yes,
And you said that he was specifically picked. Why is that?
Well, he's successfully defended another propofol case dealing with nurses, I believe. And he has experience. He knows the type of defense. He knows the drug, and he has the experts. So before we're down on the defense so much, right now is the prosecution's case in chief. So we're hearing all the damaging stuff for the defense and all the great stuff for the prosecution. The defense hasn't put on their case yet. So let's see what Flanagan does. Let's see what experts he has. And again, when we get into these type of experts on propofol, we're taking the prosecutor out of their comfort zone and bringing Flanagan into his comfort zone.
Okay. I have to tell you though, Mark, listening to everything that the prosecutors, they showed about Murray, how he waited about 30 minutes before he told one of Jackson's employees, okay, go ahead now and call 911. We heard before that all those precious moments ticking by as he's hiding, what we can only assume is the propofol and all this sort of evidence. And it certainly does seem like the deck is stacked against Murray at this point.
Absolutely. It was not a good week for the defense. It's one of those days as a defense attorney, if you're having a day like that, you just want court to end. And again, but it's the prosecution's case right now, and we have to be aware of that. Is it damning? Yes. The sterilization of the crime scene prior to calling 911, not good. That goes into the consciousness of guilt. These are not good things. I think, in my opinion, Conrad Murray's going to have to take the stand on this case because he's going to have to explain it. Most defense attorneys do not want their clients to take the stand, but with all this testimony and all the stuff we're hearing, I think he's going to have to.
Yeah, and to hear the paramedics take the stand and say, had we been called sooner, Michael Jackson would probably be alive today.
That is an extremely powerful statement, and I think the defense was sleeping behind the wheel on that one. That should have been objected to, and the defense attorney should have gone up to the judge and had an instruction if their objection was sustained. And again, I don't know what the defense was thinking there, and I've roundtabled this with other defense attorneys. We all kind of shook our head when we heard it on our ear. What did he ask it? Yeah. Why isn't he objecting? I almost came out of my chair when I heard it.
Really? Okay. Okay, so hearing that he was concealing these drugs, he didn't tell the paramedics that he had given him propofol. He didn't tell the doctors that he had given him propofol. And after he finally told police later on, yes, I did give him a small amount that morning. And then we see he didn't have the proper monitoring devices in that home for Michael Jackson to be taking this powerful drug. It certainly sounds like he was negligent and reckless. And isn't that what the prosecution has to show, that this was indeed involuntary manslaughter?
Yes, and what the defense has right now in their bag of tricks to say what they're going to try to use is one, causation, meaning how did he die? We all know he died from propofol overdose, but a self-administered overdose of propofol. And propofol dissolves very quickly in the system, so I think the defense is going to say it was administered and he watched Michael Jackson for a significant amount of time, and then he left the room, and then Michael Jackson self-administered the lethal dose. So that, again, that is the causation argument in a nutshell. The other thing that we need to be aware of is there's only two people in that room. When Conrad Murray walks back in, it was Conrad Murray and Michael Jackson. So Conrad Murray cannot be impeached on his observations of what happened when he went in to that room. And that's where Conrad Murray's testimony is going to be powerful, if the jury believes him.
Right, right. But the only thing I know, they're going to try to come back and say that, oh, Michael Jackson, that he was the one who administered the fatal dose, but he had the condom catheter on, and after being given a sedative, the prosecution's going to say there's no way he could have administered that to himself.
Again, this is where the battle of experts come in, and this is where we're going to see Flanagan, the defense attorney that has done this propofol cases before. That's where that's going to come into play, and I think we're going to have an exciting week in court.
Yes. All right, Mark, so I know you're going to stay with us. We're going to be chatting more with you and Allison.